Hello everyone and welcome back to Tea Time Crochet. Today we're going to be doing my version of a granny square shawl. This one was made out of the shawl in a ball, but the sample I'm going to be doing today is made out of Red Heart Super Saver, so you could use either. It's totally up to you. You'll need at least one skein of the shawl in the ball or at least 2 skeins of Red Heart Super Saver. So I'm going to go ahead and get to the tutorial now. Okay, so the things that you're going to need are you're going to need some worsted weight yarn, probably 2 skeins, depending on what kind of yarn you're getting. 2 skeins of Red Heart Super Saver will work just fine. If you're using smaller skeins, of course you're going to need more. I'm going to be using this Red Heart Super Saver, and I've already completed my other shawl, so I'm just going to be showing you a swatch today. But I am going to go ahead and make the full shawl out of these 2 yarns, which are both Red Heart Super Saver. This one is Reef, and I am just in love with this. It's so pretty. And then this is a Red Heart Super Saver, and I want to say Coffee. I'm not sure. I don't have the label. But just probably 2 skeins of Red Heart Super Saver or equivalent worsted weight yarn will work. We're going to be using a 6.5mm crochet hook, or you could go even up to a 7 if you would like. You're going to need your scissors as usual and your yarn needle. Like I said, I'm just going to be doing a swatch because I've already completed my shawl, and you'll have seen that in the beginning. In the shawl that you've seen in the beginning, I used a shawl in the ball, and you can use that too. I used 1 skein of that, so keep that in mind. That's a great way to make a shawl, is to use the shawl in the ball, which I find mine at Walmart. So to start off with, we're going to start with a slip knot. And we're going to chain 3, so 1, 2, and 3. And this is my version of how I do a granny shawl. So mine may be a little bit different, or mine is a little bit different than how other people do it. A lot of other people start out with a magic circle, or they start off with a chain 3. I don't. I just go directly in with a chain 3 here, and then we're going to go into this first stitch with 3 double crochets. So 1, 2, and 3. And then we're going to chain 2. So you should have 4 double crochet, or you should have your chain 2 here, and then 3 double crochets, and we're going to chain 2 again, or chain 2, and then we're going to put 4 double crochets into that beginning stitch 2. That's 3 and 4. And then you can kind of just give that end a tug, and it will close up that stitch again. So you should have your beginning chain here, chain 3, or you should have your beginning chain, your 3 double crochets, your chain 2, and then 4 double crochets. So we're going to chain 1 and turn, and we're going to put 1 double crochet into that beginning stitch. And as usual, that chain 1 that I just did doesn't even exist. It's just to get us a little bit higher. I'm not going to say that every row. So that's our first double crochet there. And now for the next ones, we're going to go down in between this beginning double crochet and the second one. So we're going to work in that space that's in between. and we're going to put 3 double crochets there. So just like that. And then we're going to pop over here to our chain 2 space, and we're going to put 3 double crochets in there. And then we're going to chain 2, 1 and 2, and then we're going to put 3 more double crochets into that same space. So just like that. Now we're going to skip the next 3, and we're going to work into the space between the last double crochet here and the second from last. So we're going to put 3 double crochets into that space because we want both sides to be the same. So just like that. And then we are going to put 1 double crochet into this chain 2 that we have here, this last stitch. So just like that. So for row 3, we're going to chain 1, and we're going to put 1 double crochet into that beginning stitch. And then we're going to pop down here in between the first and second stitches and put 3 double crochets. And then we're going to pop over here to this next space and put 3 double crochets there. And then we're down here in our chain 2 space, we're going to put 3 double crochets, chain 2, 3 double crochets. So there's my first 3 double crochets. I'm going to chain 2, and then I'm going to put 3 more double crochets into that space. Now we want to mirror the other side, so we're going to pop over here to this next space, and we're going to be working in the spaces between the stitches for every grouping except for this the first and last stitch. We're going to put 1 double crochet into the top of each of those stitches. So those are the only ones that are different. And then we're going to pop over here to the space between. So we're going to count over 3 stitches, and in between that third stitch and the last stitch is where we're going to put our 3 double crochets. So just like that, and then we're going to put our last double crochet into this last stitch here. So just like that. And what you do is you're just going to repeat that over and over again until your shawl gets the length that you want it to be. So for mine, I'm just going to go until I run out of yarn. And that's what I did with the other shawl that I did too. So just keep in mind that you need to, your first and last stitch are always going to be a 1 double crochet into the top of those last stitches, the first or last stitch, and then you're going to be working in the spaces that are created in between. And then for your corner stitch, you're going to do 3 double crochets, chain 2, 3 double crochets, and then you're just going to work your way back up the other side, working into the spaces. So just go ahead and finish yours, and then when you're done, you'll hide all your tails. You may want to tie this one off just to secure it if you want to. You don't have to, but that's probably what I'll do. And my shawl that I made with Shawl in a Ball made a full-size shawl. So you can definitely keep that in mind. And this is what it looks like. You'll have seen it in the beginning clip, but just keep going until you get it the length that you want to be. So thanks for watching. Have a great day.